but
Yep.
great millstone.
We can't wait, man. Because we're tired of looking at it like Yashwamba said. He was doing a video. He said, you know, I'm tired of seeing you white people, you know. And I felt the spirit, man. They're looking at you on TV, on television. You're talking all your shit. You know? Wash the little birds with Dawn dishwashing liquid. And you're proud of that shit too. You put it on the, like that's so noble.
Which is not but chemicals.
You gotta go, Esau. You gotta go, man. You fucking madman. You Frankenstein.
Well, researchers say that they started finding these birds around August 20th near White Sands. And since then, they've started seeing more and more dead birds across the state. Researchers say this could be for several reasons, from wildfires to the change in weather patterns.
Yeah, it is very shocking and it's heartbreaking.
One by one, hundreds and thousands of migratory birds are being found dead in New Mexico.
Large-scale avian mortalities do occur. They're not common, but they're usually associated, they're very short-term, associated with a single pulse in the weather. So it would be over a couple of day period.
But this situation is weird for New Mexico State University researchers because it's lasting longer than a few days.
There are several hypotheses, and it could be just the perfect storm coming together. It could be the fires across the west.
Researchers say the fires in Oregon, California, and Colorado may be causing birds to change migratory pathways, or the smoke may be causing damage to their lungs. Another theory, dry conditions.
If a bird lands in the middle of the desert and it's been dry and it can't find the food it needs to survive, it's not going to be able to survive.
The New Mexico Department of Game and Fish is also investigating the problem. Right now, they're collecting samples of the birds.
Our biologists are reporting significant numbers of warblers as well as swallows, and some of the other species like mountain bluebirds have also been affected.
While scientists continue searching for answers, tonight they're hoping to bring awareness for the birds.
Some of these populations are already struggling, and to add something like this to it is devastating.
Thousands of dead fish are found in the bay.
This is happening off the coast of Miami.
And that's exactly where we find Local 10's Louis Aguirre.
He's joining us live from the scene of this really disturbing discovery in the water.
Yeah, specifically, we are at a Morningside Park. My phone has been blowing up for 2 days. People sending me videos and pictures of this horrific sight right here. You're looking at it. Residents living along Biscayne Bay waking up to find hundreds of dead fish floating in the water. And while this may seem like a mystery, environmentalists fear this is exactly what they've been warning about for years.
This is what I saw yesterday morning. There wasn't as many dead fish as there were yesterday afternoon and this morning, but you can see.
Every morning, Catherine Meixel starts her day with a swim in Biscayne Bay near her home in Morningside. But she was not expecting to see this.
And all of a sudden, we were looking around us and we realized that we were in a sea of dead fish, of all different types of fish and all different sizes. We just started like literally picking up fish and pushing fish away from us. And we're like, oh my goodness, that something is wrong. So we cut our swim short.
Hundreds of dead fish of every shape, size, and species. She took out her cell phone and started recording.
Said this morning.
She sent the video to the environmental watchdog group Miami Waterkeeper, who took a sample of the bay water for the FWC to analyze and check for toxins. But environmentalists fear this is no mystery, but rather the ominous sign they've been warning about for years. We are killing Biscayne Bay.
And this is it. This is what we've been warning about, and we're starting to see fish die. We've already seen our seagrass die, and this is the big red flashing arrow that we have a problem. We are beyond the time to act. Something terrible has already happened, but we need to prevent this from becoming an emergency across even more of the bay.
So right now, this appears to have been contained to this section of Biscayne Bay, but FWC and Miami Waterkeeper are taking samples from other parts of Biscayne Bay. Just to give you an idea, this stretches as far north as Keystone Marina on 125th Street, all the way south to Bay Point, 36th Street. So we're talking about 9 miles of dead fish on Biscayne Bay. Right now, environmentalists fear that we're looking at a toxic algae bloom. The results that we got from yesterday show a very low oxygen level in these waters. So basically something in the water is sucking up all the oxygen, and the fish and the seagrass are literally suffocating to death. And again, environmentalists say they've been sounding the alarm bell for years to deaf ears. Biscayne Bay is at a crucial tipping point. If we do not take immediate corrective action, we will lose Biscayne Bay, and that is not hyperbole. We're live in Morningside. Louis Aguirre, Local 10 News.
Okay, so Louis, you talk about taking immediate action. What kind of immediate action are they saying that we have to do right now?
So right now we have a big problem with fertilizer runoff going into the bay. There are too many nutrients going into the bay. Our sewage problem, we have too many sewage leaks. Our septic tanks are leaking. Too much pollution, storm drain runoff. We do not treat stormwater when it goes into the bay. These are things that our city leaders have known about for years, and they have not fixed the problem. We are fixing our sewage system right now, that is true, but it goes beyond the sewage system. Right now, the city of Miami passed the most aggressive fertilizer ban ordinance in the city that took effect in March, meaning that you cannot use fertilizer on your lawn in the summer months when it's rainy and wet, and all that fertilizer just seeps right into the bay. That is adding nutrients into the bay, nutrients that feed the algae bloom. The algae bloom sucks up the oxygen. That kills the fish. That kills the seagrass. We will lose our seagrass ecosystem. It will become an algae system if we're not careful.
And even in your movies, you put it, what do you think Planet of the Apes is all about? When Charlton Heston, he thought he was on another planet, he found out he was on planet Earth. Yep. New York, to be exact. Then he did the famous, "You did it! You did it! Yeah. Damn you all to hell!" That's right there. Now that movie is made in '68. Right there, they're showing you they know America's going to be destroyed.
That was 52 years ago, 53 years ago.
Check that out. And High Priest Ariel, Pastor Torah told us, High Priest Ariel always talked about that movie, Planet of the Apes, because that was a metaphor of us in rulership. They're calling us apes.
Yep. So High Priest Ariel said, back in the day, when I was real young, they used to have these fancy movie theaters.
Oh yeah.
These high walls and seats and all that, and you had ushers. So when you had the ushers, take the flashlight. They don't do that shit no more.
No. I remember the ushers way back in the days.
Yeah, but anyway, what they would do if they had a big premiere of a movie, they would actually build statues of the characters in that movie. And they set up in Harlem, one theater up there, that they had built a big display, and they had the head ape. He was standing at a podium with the actual Bible open up. Check that out. Wow. They were telling you, that they're the Israelites.
Yeah, because you read the scroll.
The whole thing was about Esau going down and Jacob coming into power.
And showing the destitute state Esau's going to be in the future. You know, fucking running around in loincloths, slaves.